Hi, my name is Renee Robyn and I'm the Optics Product Manager. And today I'm going to walk you through how to make a really cool composite using 100% just optics. Okay, so here we are in Optics, and I'm in Optics 2026 in the default workspace. We are going to have a lot of fun today. This is a very fun composite to make. This is an image I took of a friend of mine out in Newfoundland. Her name is Kit. She's also a delightful photographer. But we had this idea of this person wearing this beautiful dress holding the moon. And I was like, well, I wonder how we can do that all in Optics. So let's get started. We're gonna go to VFX Elements first. I'm gonna scroll down to S_Luna, which is Sapphire's Luna. And this is a very fun filter. This was one of the ones that when I first discovered optics back in 2020, I was like, oh, this is amazing, because I can control the lunar phase and we can rotate the moon as well. And we can do all these amazing things. We can adjust how much or how little contrast we want to have in the moon. Just blew my mind. I was just like, what is happening right now? This is absolutely amazing. We're gonna shrink this down. So I'm gonna make the layer opacity less so that I can see roughly the size that I want this to go. I'm actually gonna grab the full moon too while we're at it. So on the left-hand side here in the parameters, there's all these different types of moons that we can pick. I'm going for the full moon today. So I'm gonna scroll that down, just grabbing the edges and shrinking it down to the size that I need it to be, or at least, close enough. There we go. That's roughly the size that I'm looking for. I'm gonna turn the opacity all the way up again. Now I'm gonna grab the Easy Mask tool, which for those of you who have followed my tutorials before, this is one of my favorite tools. I use it all the time. I'm left mouse click buttoning where I want the mask to go, and then I'm right mouse click buttoning to get where I don't want it to go. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna hit enter on the keyboard. If you want a more in-depth Easy Mask tutorial, I'll link one in the description. There we go. Now we have our moon already masked out. Super easy, literally already done. So that's fun. Next, let's make a new layer. Let's zoom this out. If I wanna go full screen, I wanna see the whole image by itself, I just hit F on the keyboard. There we go, perfection. What I wanna do next here is I'm gonna grab an ND gradient. So I'm gonna close VFX Elements, I'm gonna go back up to the Essentials, and I'm gonna grab the ND gradient. All right, and I'm leaving it on the strongest one. This is more than enough for me. And we are gonna use our best friend in the world, Easy Mask again. I'm gonna make the brush nice and big for Easy Mask. That's just the brackets on the keyboard to make it bigger and smaller. And I'm going to right click mask this circle around, because I'm also gonna kind of make this like a gradient vignette a little bit. I kind of want it to go over the trees. I want it to be a little bit darker, because I shot this at dusk, and then I lit her with a strobe, just out of scene. There's a friend of ours holding a strobe on hers just to get a little bit more light. But I want this to be like a nighttime scene, or at least a dusk scene. So there we go. We're sitting like this right now. So that's before and after. Easy Mask literally did this beautiful organic. So if I hit M on the keyboard here and I turn down the opacity of this is what the mask looks like. So that's just lovely. I love all these details in the rock. So I used to mask all this out by hand using textured brushes that I made out of the scene. Now I just don't have to do that anymore. It's crazy. So much faster. Next, we're gonna go to Night Sky. So I'm just going back down to VFX Elements here. I'm gonna scroll down to just underneath S Luna. We're gonna hit S Night Sky, so Sapphire's Night Sky. And this is so pretty. There are so many constellations here on the left-hand side. There's Deep Space, there's Hercules, there's Orion, there's Pegasus, there's all these different constellations. And I'm basically just picking one that I like the most that's gonna match kind of with my scene. So this is dusk, so I know that all these really tiny, tiny, tiny stars, these are not going to be visible in a dusk scene. I mean, realistically, this is too bright for there to be stars in real life, but whatever, we're making art. It can be whatever we want. Let's grab the Big Dipper. That one feels like it's gonna be nice. We are going to grab, once again, our Easy Mask tool, and I'm just going to say, all right, I want it up there, but I don't want it down here, and I'm just hitting enter, and it literally is that fast. It's so quick. I love it. If these stars are not sitting exactly where I want them to go, if we look here on the right-hand side in the parameters, there's longitude and latitude. I can rotate these stars to sit exactly where I want them to go. So I can move them around. This is another big win for me when I first discovered optics, where I was like, oh boy. This is insane. I can also adjust the star size. So how big do I want these stars to be? And I would like them to be a little bit smaller. I don't want them to be the main subject, the main focus in this image. And then I can also adjust how bright I want the stars to be. So again, I don't want them to be too bright, I don't think, on this one. If you really want to get nerdy with it, you can pick the year, month, day, hour, minute, and figure out exactly what that night sky would have looked like at that altitude and GMT offset. So like you could figure out what the night sky looked like in 1998, June 12th, when your kids were born or something like that, and you could pull up that pattern of the sky. It's crazy. Totally over-engineered nonsense, and I love it, and I'm here for it. Now, I'm going to scroll down here, and we can see that there's like glare edit and streak length and all this kind of stuff. Like we could make these like streaks really long in the stars and the sky, but that's not what I want. I feel like for this type of image, it kind of breaks the realism, so I'm getting rid of that. I'm going to make the streak length actually even less. So I'll make that nice and small. The rest of the stuff I'm not really going to worry about too much. I'm just going to leave that alone. And now I'm going to make a new layer again. I'm going to go back up to Essentials. I'm going to grab Gels. And I'm going to grab the No Color Blue. And you're looking at this going, why? This is so much. First of all, we want to hit the Preserve Highlight slider because that is the best slider that exists on this thing. But next, what I want to do is I want to put this blue tone only in the shadows of my image. So I'm going to add a new mask, and I'm going to go to the Selection Masking. What I'm going to do now, if I hit M on the keyboard here, we can see here we have the luminance. This is at the very top here, and if you want a more in-depth tutorial on selection masking, I will link it in the description below. But we can adjust by the luminance, hue, saturation, average, red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, and yellow channels independently if we wanted to. I'm just going for luminance. So this is essentially just luminosity masking. And so we can see here, if we hit M on the keyboard, we can see exactly where this is going, and we can adjust it accordingly. So I'm going to just like pull this along, and I'm basically just pushing the sliders until I'm seeing kind of what it is that I'm looking for. Now what I've done is I was looking at it and I was like, well, it's giving me the exact opposite of what I'm looking for. So I just hit Control I or Command I on the keyboard, and I just inverted it. So now it's sitting in the shadows where I want it. I'm gonna grab the exposure compensation, and I'm gonna reduce the layer opacity a little bit because I just want this to be subtle. I don't want it to be like, pow, blue in the shadows, right? It's nice and delicate and gentle. So if I turn this layer visibility on and off, that's before and that's after. Next from here, we're gonna do one more step. I'm gonna add a new layer again, and I'm gonna scroll down. I'm staying in the Essentials, and I'm gonna go down to UltraGlow. So S UltraGlow. It's also one of our most popular filters. People will buy optics just for UltraGlow, and it is beautiful. I love it so much. I use it all the time. It's very easy to use. We can make it very complicated if you want. We could go into Afterglow, edges, atmosphere, all that kind of stuff, but we're not gonna do that right now because that's not what this image needs. So I'm gonna go to brightness, and I'm just gonna turn down the brightness just a little bit. I'm gonna play with the threshold. So I'm just gonna zoom out a couple touches, and that's just the plus or minus button on the keyboard. And I'm gonna play with the threshold. And I'm just gonna pull this until I get that little bit of glow on the rocks around her and not anywhere else. There we go. And I can also hide the on-screen controls here. There's this little, like right at the very top here, it says overlay. We can turn that off so we don't have to see it. Now, if I want to see the complete before and after, I'm just going to hit the Alt-A on my keyboard or the before and after comparison at the top, or I could compare them side by side right next to it using Alt-S on the keyboard or just hitting this button here. And that's pretty much it. That's literally how I built one of my favorite composites ever. I didn't even need Photoshop to open it up this time. That blew my mind when I first found this plugin. I really hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you are interested in more tutorials like this that are just straight up art creation, that are just kind of like falling down the rabbit hole and seeing where it goes, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know.